Hi there. Welcome to October. It is October, I think it's the 8th. Wrong. It's the 7th. October 7th, 2017. Just think right now, at this very moment, right now, it's October 7th, 2017. Someday this will be the past, the distant past. Anyway, this is a video which hopefully will be helpful for, well, I know it will, for any halftime shuffle. Okay, this is important. It's a way, remember, a lot of the things are just the way you look at things. Okay, the way you perceive something and then approach from that way. That's, in fact, there's a quote from, well, many smart, famous people, Albert Einstein, like, the secret lies in the way you look at it. Something like that, right? Anyway, so check this out. You know in Tripletville, like when we kind of first know triplets, meaning 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a, or 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, or however, you know, there's different ways that people count it, right? Or, you know, that the teacher teaches them. So you have like hand to hand. Well, oftentimes what happens is it's like you invert them, like you don't think of it that way, but like inverted paradiddles and such. Oftentimes you get this, okay? Like when you first kind of learn triplets, and it's good to practice your doubles and stuff, so you'll have like, with accents, right? Not necessarily always with accents, but with accents. So like 1 and 2 and so see that? Right, left, left, right, left, left. And then of course to even it out, you'll do left, right, right, left, right, right. So that is often one, usually the first one you sort of learn in sort of a both hands sort of triplet. Because of the nature of a triplet, there's 3 notes. But we only have 2 hands, right? So then usually then one hand will do 2 of those and one will do 1, right? So in this case. Okay, and then typically what happens is people then do the next one they do will be the first one a double and then the next one single, meaning so then right, right, left, right, right, left, okay? With the right, right being 1 an in the 1 anna, or the 1 trip of the 1 triplet, okay? And then you do the opposite, left, left, right. Well, when you do the third one, which people usually just don't think of, and it's just a way of looking at it, people will sort of glance over it, where what you do in the grouping, if you just go 1 anna or 1 triplet, you just alternate as if you're doing singles. Right, left, right, okay? So what happens there is right, left, right, right, left, right. That's just a way of looking at it. What you're actually doing is you're throwing the single stroke on the second note, on the trip, or the an. Okay, 1 an, 2 an, or 1 trip, okay? So 1, here's the single, and then the double into the next group, okay? So 1 and 2 and 3 and. That 1 is the key. It's the key, okay? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and So on a right-handed drum set where you have, you know, the hi-hat here, snare here, that's where it comes in handy, okay? So instead of right, left, right, right, left, or 1 and 2 and 3, or 1 triplet, you know the routine, switch it here. So you're hitting the right, sorry. I'm a little extra Shakes the Clown. This is a Dunkin' Donuts iced latte. A friend of mine turned me on to these. These are the devil's drink. Oh my God. Anyway, so let's check this out. So then remember, so here we are. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have drank that because it's going to affect my technique doing this. C'est la vie. So instead of right, left, right, right, left, right, right, switch it here. right, left, right, right, left, right, right, left, right, which is 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. Okay? So that second note in the triplet is the left-hand single, putting it on the snare versus the hi-hat. So this is without any sort of grace or finesse. It's just a straight-up rudiment in this fashion. Right, left, right, right, left, right, right. And when you first learn it, just do it that way. But it's important in your mind or out loud to count it, because after a while, you'll naturally be like 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 1 and like you're going to sort of switch it around in your mind where this will be the first note or the last note, the 1 or the or the let. Oh my God, you'd think the world was malfunctioning. Okay, sound. So here we are. 1 triplet, 2. So just do that. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1. But now what happens is you then sort of transfer this sort of rudimentary sort of mathematical sort of just doing something into a musical feel. Okay, because that's what it is. Like with drums especially, well, with anything when you do scales on a piano or whatever, or on a horn or whatever, then you transform it into sort of musical, which is a different part of your brain, which as far as I'm concerned, is the right part of your brain is more the 1 + 1 is 2, and the left part of your brain is sort of like where it was so simple. You know what I mean? What movie's that from? And it's a masterpiece. All right, so here we are. Remember, so you can go 1 and a 2 and a 3, or here on the ride. Well, what happens is, so imagine this. So you have 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3. See, that's the halftime shuffle. So instead of 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4, that's the full time. That's a 24. This guy here. This is my favorite 24-inch Avitas. Favorite 24-inch Avitas Zildjian. Late 60s. I love it so. But anyway, in Zildjianberg. My Peisty, my precious 2002 is around here somewhere. But anyway, so now you think of it musically, okay? So instead of right, left, right, right, left, right, right, left, right, right, left, right, 1 and a 2, you start thinking of it like this. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3. Okay? Ooh, I just malfunctioned there. But that's the point I'm making. You sort of switch it from one side to the other. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3. Okay? 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1. So then when you just real fast switch over to a halftime shuffle, just go like this. Like a 6/8. So imagine like ba 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 in Chicago, and it's 1972. Da, 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 da. But then you swing that. So instead of you go. God, that reminds me so much of, I always watch that clip from Montserrat when Stuart Copeland's getting interviewed by Jules Holland. 1981, when they're recording Ghost in the Machine. He goes, and reggae flips the whole thing around. With this Blue Label 602. Check it out next time. But anyway, so that's it. 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1. Okay? But now going back then to the mathematical side is this is the 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a of the first mathematical right brain part, okay? 1 and a 2. So 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1. And remember, the more you physically just do it, the more comfortable it'll get. Because your brain and your body wants to adapt. It's like evolution on a very small micro scale, where it just wants to exert the least amount of energy to get the same result. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1. Okay? That's golden. Don't underestimate this rudiment or this way of thinking about it. Because if you jump right into it musically, it's hard sometimes. Like you're like dun 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 dun. It's just okay. So remember real fast. So that's all I'm going to put in this video, but real fast. So you have like the Fool in the Rain without the open hats. What happens there is you're only hitting. In the two other shuffles, Porcaro and PURDIE, or at least the official models of them, you're hitting the trip or the and every time. Okay? 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3! Or 1 and a 2 and a... Whereas just real fast in John Bonhamville, it's every other one. Okay? Whereas in the other two, it's every time. So what you can do then, so eventually get to the point where you want to make it a little pretty. But then what you're going to do is you're going to bring the dynamic of that trip or the and, 1 and a 2 or 1 trip, down. Try to make it, and at first you'll make them both. It's easier to make them both softer. But eventually you want that right to be louder. And literally what you do is, let me check the time on this because I can't edit, okay? I hate talking to a camera that, all right. I have 7 minutes. Let's see if we can make this 20 minutes on the nose. So 7:32, 7:20, 7, well, why is my phone not working? Okay. So, but it's so important. It really is. So if you have problems with any shuffle, what you're doing is you're isolating your upper half here. Getting it in your brain where the dudesicles or the gals or whoever's in the brain operating the machinery, SpongeBob controlling, or Plankton controlling SpongeBob. You're getting that part of your brain just used to doing this, irrespective of your foot or anything else. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet. Okay? So then what happens is, real fast, within that rudiment, you're going to accent the snare on 3. So you're going to have 1 and a 2 and a 3. Okay? So what happens there is right after that 3 is a trip or an and, where you need a grace note again. Okay? 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 So what also then helps in the feeling of, remember starting it out just without this, just, and then bringing the hand. What's really helpful there, in this case, before you even bring in the and or the trip, what'll really start giving you the feel is then throw the or the lit on the bass drum before the 1. The 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2. That's helpful. It really gives you the feel. Okay, that's really helpful. Remember, so in isolation, this helps. And then bringing that snare on 3, a 1, a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, and a 2. Okay? So then you can then bring in the ghost. We can do them without the 3. You can break it up, remember, in different chunks, like different things. This is the simplest with just the grace notes in the 1. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3. But then, okay? Now on that a 1, these are hitting at the same time. Okay? A 1. Da da. Ba ba. Okay, like in the breakup. It's like kick, 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 kick on the bass drum. Okay? But that's what it is. Okay? But then that gets sort of like the galloping. God, listen to the Royal Albert Hall sound of this. Remember, this is getting raffled off at my drum clinic coming up in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, October 28th, Saturday, 3 to 5. If you're there, you can buy a ticket for $10 to win this drum. It has the total Royal Albert Hall tone. Okay, so, but these are the keys, okay? So that is, let's see if I can get this as close as possible to 20 minutes. Anyway, thank you for watching. More videos on the way. A lot more videos on the way. I'm going to get back in the habit now that school started and it's October and we're moving. Please subscribe if you haven't. Don't forget about that clinic at Drums Etc. in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, October 28th. Coming up in a couple weeks, Saturday. Okay, that's Rick Hamilton's joint. Going to raffle this baby off. Please come back. Subscribe if you haven't, and I hope everything's good with you, with everybody. Okay, thanks. Remember, no editing.